So hopefully you cannot hear the beagle barking in the background. But I figured I have about 3 hours until I need to be on the road. And I want to finally sit down and talk to you guys. How did July go? Because it was a magic month. But it's time to talk about it. So let's get into it. So I have to say, first and foremost, I'm very proud about the way that I handled debt. My Capital One debt is gone. Um, I know that it's not great for utilization to not use it at all, but the balance is at zero. I've kept it at zero the entire month of July. I did not use it once, not even for gas, nothing, and I'm very proud of that. So student loans, was $1,123. That's how much we paid, which is really awesome because that means that in the month of July, I was under $5,000. And I mean literally like 4,999. So that's something that I'm going to be doing away with sooner rather than later. But the month of July also threw a giant wrench in my plans because my job is still, how do I put this? They're still negotiating contracts. So I don't know if I'm going to have a job in September, October, November, and December. It is the sucky part about tech. I won't get too heavily into it, but it could affect my paycheck. And so I have to wait it out so that way I can save, save, save. So even if I have an extra month, that means extra money I can set aside for my savings. It puts a wrench in me paying off student loans, but I'm less than 5K, and if I save, 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 and then knock that out, there's still time. And I'm also still having, yes, I know I'm talking now. I'm sorry. I am still doing savings where I pay it off even in increments, like 55 here, 100 here, 500 here. That's still what I'm doing. Mortgage and lot rent was paid off the normal amount. I have to say that I didn't plan very well the middle paycheck. So I ended up having to pay rent with my last check of the month, which was supposed to be technically the first check of this month here in August. But that's okay. I still save pretty well. I get paid next weekend and I'm doing fine. I still have groceries. I still have money I'm using for vacation. It's good. Groceries. Now, I know groceries is going to look like way over budget, but we still only came out to 552, and the reasoning for that is, mind you, we had a paycheck 3 times this month or in July. So that means that that's about $600 that was like essentially budgeted out for groceries and we only used 552. I have to say it's making me a little sad, but I have to do this where I only go to Walmart at this point. I used to go to Walmart and grocery outlet and the fruit stand, and I haven't found a fruit stand either here or in Puyallup or anywhere yet that I can go on a Wednesday, pick up some fresh fruit for the week, whatever. So that is bumming me out. I would like to change that because I love to support my local farmers. Gas was 133, and I know and I'm learning now that gas just goes up in the summer. It just does. I'm a social person, so I'm going to go be out there. Diana was only $76. I have to re up her dry food and her wet food here probably within the next 2 weeks, and I'm trying to resupply everything. God forbid, I lose my job at the end of this month. I don't know, which is the terrible part. Yes, I've been applying, but I've also been applying for vendor markets as well, just to kind of get a little boost. I'm not even hitting $100 yet at these vendor markets. So I'm going to try to slow my rolls because some of these markets hit 100, 150, and I'm not ready to do that. But those markets also tend to have more foot traffic. You know what I mean? Miscellaneous was $60. Miscellaneous is house stuff. It's wipes. It's things around the house. Eating out was $69.57. I felt like I was going to hit hog ham wild and eating out, but not quite. Bills still came out to $348. No idea where this number came from. No idea. I was looking at it like, Becca, what are you talking about? Netflix as per usual. And that's the stinky part too, is I'm probably going to have to. You're gonna knock that down. Don't you dare. Sorry, cat. Okay. I'm gonna have to kind of knock back the bills that I have. The streaming services, which I think I got, I got like comfortable, right? Having a consistent paycheck, you have extra income where you can enjoy them. But it's okay as long as I have like Audible and Spotify and YouTube. I'm pretty good. I've noticed I've watched just less and less TV shows. Okay. Nothing went to the Ford Bronco. Nothing went to emergency fund this time around. Mouse Cat Studios, I did reinvest $168. I'm going to be totally honest. Yeah, a little bit of it was on a whim, but I did end up making $60 at the last vendor market that I did. And so I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it because that's going to go back to the business. I've decided for now, until basically I lose my paycheck, knock on wood that I don't, that is all going towards the business. More prints, more stickers, more marketings, as it were. I want to see how far I can take this. And I've noticed that, like, as long as I put my mind to it, I can do it. So yeah, I did one market so far that, despite it raining, was fairly successful. And I'm very proud of myself because that for me was a market that I have done that market 2 years now. This is my third, where I didn't make any money. And at the time, I was living in North Seattle. So that was a good hour drive for nothing. So, okay, this is how August is shaping up to be. I filled it out yesterday. I would very much like to make this a 10K month. Last month was almost 8,000 due to circumstances, but also savings and also making money. And I am getting inquired about my prints, which is so rad. So thank you. If you have ever been to my market, if you even looked at my Redbubble, thank you. I'm interested in turning Frugal Latina into like a proper sole proprietorship. I haven't done that though, because this is something that I just genuinely enjoy doing. I'm not monetized yet, even here on YouTube, but um, I wouldn't mind being, you know what I mean? Okay, mortgage, garden stuff, all of that is still going to be saved up for. Some things that are coming up that I should probably note, and I don't know how much it's going to cost, is getting my Washington tabs renewed. So I'm going to put that here. The last time, even for a freaking 20 something year old Subaru, was like $150, $170. Living here is not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is so expensive to live here. Cost of living here is ridiculous given with all the gas prices. So again, I'm very, very, very grateful to be able to like still work from home and still be able to do things on the side. But yeah, I am going to be going on a vacation literally today. I need to gas up and get some breakfast and hit the road because it's going to be a 5 hour drive there and then a 5 hour drive back on Monday. So I'm going to make the absolute most of it and hit up a coffee shop I've been dying to try for a while now. But that said, we have Christmas and Thanksgiving coming up, and so long as I'm saving up, I think $20 a month, I should be good. Capital One, I kind of anticipate putting if we go to a restaurant this weekend, anything from vacation stuff goes on the Capital One card, so I can accumulate points. I have cash on hand that I could just throw towards the Capital One card. So there has to be some utilization for it. It just needs to be less than 30% of what the card has. So he can really, really just kick up my credit score. My credit score is still sitting at 661. I would love to be in the 700 club very soon. Apple $7. My wash tabs I wrote here. My typical bills, and I think I need to eventually upgrade my phone, the phone that I'm recording on. She's an iPhone 13. She does the trick, but I know that Apple is trying to slow it down. And truthfully, I'm not super impressed. Like, I like AT&T, but I barely get any bars where I'm at. So, it is what it is. But I'm really hoping to turn this month just into a solidifying month of like if this is my last month of employment at my current job, then I have a little bit of something set aside before I go for what do you call it, unemployment. But that said, I'm not giving up. I'm just so tired of chasing um the next tech role. And I have made this statement before here on this channel, but like AI has really altered the people's futures like mine in tech. And working in tech has been what's allowed me to do this channel and find stability and buy a house, So that said, I'm going to be okay. I survived unemployment before. I don't want to be unemployed. I mean, there's new skill sets and stuff, but I will be okay. And maybe, hopefully, if you're here, you're out there and you're hearing this and you're going through the same thing, that you'll be okay too. Okay, that's it. That's enough for my spiel. I need to kind of get things ready and then hit the road and then drop off my keys. Adios, everyone.